Winning a national championship, winning all these big bowl games, having all these big recruiting classes. Well, a big reason for the success is there are leaders that step up on these Georgia teams. We saw a lot of leaders in the 2021 season, particularly Nakobe Dean. I thought that he was maybe Georgia's biggest leader. Who are going to be the guys in 2022 for this 2022 run that are going to step up and be the leaders, whether that's vocally, whether that's by example? Who's going to lead this Georgia team that's losing a ton of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to the NFL draft? Ryan Kohler from Dog Post here, talking about Georgia's leaders. And one guy off the top of my head, and this is, a player the last few years that maybe hasn't lived up to his expectations. And we talked about him a lot over the last 2 weeks. And a guy that we got to speak to and hear from a few weeks ago. But it's this guy who made all those great plays against Florida, Nolan Smith, that tipped interception. I actually reference this play a lot when I'm talking about Trayvon Walker because it was Trayvon Walker that tipped that ball right before. And he made that strip sack against Anthony Richardson. So two big plays for Nolan Smith in that game. But we know the story with Nolan Smith. Guy is the number 1, number 2 recruit in the 2019 class, depending on which outlet you look at. And he's 6'3", he's physically gifted. He's supposed to come in and be this elite pass rusher, but we've yet to see that, and he got outplayed by his 2019 pass rushing recruiting class buddy in Trayvon Walker. I mean, he was a higher rated recruit than Trayvon. Trayvon came in and had a little bit better of a Georgia career, and now he's off to be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. Nolan Smith, however, the production hasn't been there. And the production. All right. Well, it's a little skewed on a Georgia team that has so many good players. So he's not going to have some 15, 16, 17 sack season. Probably. But he comes in 2.5 sacks the first year, 2.5 sacks the second year, 3.5 sacks the third year. Obviously, a little bit more of an impact in this third year. He had 55 total tackles compared to 22 and 18. So his production did rise. He had a bigger role. He had the forced fumbles. He had that interception. He had a really great game against Florida. That's a huge game for Georgia every year. And he is the rah-rah guy. He is the guy on the sideline that's chirping. He's the guy in practice that's always screaming and stuff. He's a jokester. After the Florida game, when he was somebody that we spoke to, and it was over Zoom at the time, he got on the Zoom and Stetson Bennett. That was Stetson Bennett's worst game of the year, was against Florida. So there were questions, right? People want to know what's going on with the quarterbacks. Well, before anyone could ask Nolan Smith a question, he gets on the Zoom and he sits there and he defends Stetson Bennett. That was one of the biggest moments of the year to me, that just wasn't on the field. Nolan Smith jumped on to the Zoom, and before anyone could address him and before anyone could ask him anything, whether it was about Stetson or not, he gets on the Zoom and says, Stetson's our quarterback, like we support him, blah, blah, blah. That was a leadership moment from Nolan Smith. I think that was super important. I think that a lot of people see Nolan Smith as maybe a little immature. I've heard that from other people. I've heard from people that know him. Not the most mature guy, but we've seen his mature moments. And whether you like Stetson Bennett or not, that was a super important moment to me as far as, okay, we know where this team's at. They believe in the guy under center. And who the team and who the coach believes in the guy under center is more important than who the fans or who myself believe, as far as the quarterback goes. And Nolan Smith is someone I got on there and fought for Stetson Bennett, and I thought that was... These players are taught to not say certain things, right? That's something that I really wouldn't have thought that he'd come on there and say. And he is the talker. He's a funny guy. Last, practice a few days ago when I got to be there, I stood near him for a minute while he was on the sideline. They were working on punt coverage teams, and his unit was on the sideline at the time, and he's screaming at people, trying to get them to go. I mean, he's the only one on the sideline that's screaming loud enough to where you can actually hear. There's other guys chirping and motivating each other, but Nolan Smith's out there. He's like, jump outside! He's just yelling all sorts of stuff. He's having fun with the equipment staff. I think Nolan Smith has a really big opportunity this coming season to break out a little bit and just be this bona fide Georgia Bulldog. I really do. Am I predicting that's going to happen? I don't know, because I think that there's some maybe hidden gems on Georgia's defense. But Nolan Smith, it's his time. We like to talk about when it's someone's time. It's Nolan Smith's time. You're going to be in the spotlight a lot more on this defense. 3 first-round defensive linemen are gone. You're going to have to get to the quarterback a little bit more if some of these guys that haven't played as much just don't perform. Now, I think Zion Logan, Jalen Carter, Tremont Walthour, all those guys are really, really, really good. But, you got Nolan Smith on one side, Robert Beal on the other side, attacking the passer. It's Nolan Smith's time to be hungry and get there. And if he leads by example, people are going to follow. And if he talks and stands up for the team, he's going to be a bona fide leader on the team. I think that Nakobe Dean was that kind of guy, a quieter version, but someone that just went on the field, performed, showed he was all business. I think there, especially on a football team and a team like Georgia's, there isn't just one guy that's the guy that's everyone's looking to. There's a lot of guys that gel the team and they show them, hey, this is where we need to be. And they're losing a few of them. Nakobe Dean, Lewis Seen, Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, those guys were leaders. They were older guys. Nolan Smith is an older guy now. This is going to be his senior year. And I think that it's his time to really step up. I really do. It's Nolan Smith's time. Is he going to take it? That's the question. DawgPost.com. Make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION and keep checking out the site and the YouTube. Thanks, guys.